way, make it a brighter place. It'll take creation, imagination. Try to draw outside the line. Let us see inside your mind. You'll find.
Hello Stampers, it's Allison Sullivan with Stamp Crazy, and today I have a project that I made for the Grand Vacation Achievers Hop, which we do every month, and the theme this month was giving thanks or thank you, being grateful. So I wanted to use a brand new set and also some new product from the holiday catalog. Here's my project, and you can see it's a little pillow box, and then you can put some chocolates inside. And I was thinking it would be really cute even on each person's placemat at Thanksgiving. You could even substitute this for a larger tag and write their name on. So just something really simple, or just as a little gift. So let's get started and I'll show you how to make this. I started with a brand new product that's called Square Pillow Box Thinlit Dies, and you get the die that makes the little pillow box, but you also get these other little elements too. So some leaves, some Christmas trees, pumpkins, snowflake, and just other things that you can use for tags, little candy canes. So it's really versatile. Here's the die, and here's how you use it. I'm going to bring in the magnetic plate because I find that it's easier to use when you're using the thin dies. I've got a piece of crumb cake paper here, and I'm just going to lay my die like so, and then I've got a top plate for it, and then I'm just going to go and run that through the Big Shot. And here are the pieces. Now they already go ahead and score it for you, which is really great. You're going to need 2 of these, so you're going to have to run it through twice. The next thing you want to do is bring in this fabulous embossing folder, which is also in the new holiday catalog. And the name escapes me as I'm making my video, but that's okay because I always put them up on the screen for you so you'll be able to see it. So make sure your trees are going the way you want. And then I'm just going to place my pieces in and then go and run that through the Big Shot. Okay, so here's my 2 pieces. And you're going to fold it along the little crease that you've got here for the 2 ends because you're going to have to glue these together. So I would suggest using a really strong glue. I would use either our Tear and Tape adhesive or the Fast Fuse. I'm going to use the Fast Fuse. Okay, so we've got our 2 pieces here, and you want to, there's these little tabs here that you want to use. And what I do is sort of dry fit it, see where exactly it's going to be. So you're going to fold this one over. It's going to be on the inside of your pouch. And then this piece is going to fit on top, and same with this side. Lay it flat on the piece, pull it towards me, and give it a little flick. You got to give it a little flick. Otherwise, it all gets spooled up and kind of gummy. Okay. And it's sticky. Okay, so we're going to fold this over. And I've got my other piece that's going to match up here. And just going to line them up like so. And then fold this one inside and line it up. So it's a little bit tricky, but just keep your fingers kind of on the glue and out of the way, and it won't stick where you don't want. Okay, so now I've got my pouch. So now they're folded in, I've got my little pouch. My trees are running this way, up and down, because I didn't want to put the ribbon around to keep this shut, because then you couldn't get your goodies out, which would be sad. So I want it to be wrapped around this way. So let's go ahead and decorate this. I'm going to start with some of our 1 1/4 inch burlap ribbon. This is awesome. You get tons of it on a roll, 5 yards, which is a lot. And I'm just going to measure this to see what I need here. So let's see. Let's give myself a little bit extra to wrap around the back. Bring in my ribbon scissors here. That should do it. Now, I don't want to just have it plain like this. I want to have it more rustic looking, like this. So in order to do that, I'm going to cut off the edge, and you just cut this little seam off, and that's going to release the fibers on your burlap here. And on the first one I cut both sides off, but this time I'm just going to cut one off just to show you the kind of the difference here. Just going to do that. And these are great, these little ends. You can use these for all sorts of things to tie on your tag or whatever. So these just rip right off, if you can see. One at a time here. So here it is. It looks a little more rustic with the little tails here. And then to glue this, you can pretty much use anything, but I used our tear and tape adhesive because I liked the fact that it just stuck like glue here. So I'm just going to do that. And then it's a bit tricky because it is ribbon. So give it a great press, just burnish it on there. And then I take my scissors. You might have to work at this a little bit so you're not taking the tape right off too, but I just kind of put my scissors underneath there to release it, just like that, and then you can see that it just pulled off. And it won't come off of the ribbon. I'm going to start on the back, like so, and I'm just going to wrap this around the front, like that. Okay, so now I've got that piece done. And then I'm going to go ahead and stamp and cut out my leaves. Using the new stamp set, Lighthearted Leaves, which coordinates with the Leaflets Framelits dies. These are from the main catalog, 3 dies that I'm going to use. So you get quite a few. There's also a stamp set in the main catalog that also goes with these leaflet dies. So I'm going to bring in a piece of very vanilla cardstock, just a scrap piece, and I'm going to stamp my 3 leaves. When I'm using photopolymer stamps, I do like to put my piercing mat underneath to give it some foam backing, because of course these are just flat pieces of photopolymer. That was pumpkin pie with the big one. Now I'm going to stamp this in Delightful Dijon. I'm going to stamp the leaves in Old Olive, but I think they'll be a little bit too strong. You won't be able to see the words, so I'm just going to stamp off on my scrap, and then I'm just going to come in and stamp anywhere here. Like that. And then I've got my words, and I'm going to use Cajun Craze. Just like that. And then I'm going to be cutting this out as a tag. I'm going to bring in my magnetic platform, and you have a clear plate on top, and I've got my leaves that I'm going to cut out here. And so you can see, I love the magnetic platform because you see how it just grabs the framelit, and so you can easily line it up. And I've got my other little leaf here. I can easily line up. Now when you go to put the top on, you just want to drop it on top like this. You don't want to slide it along. If you slide it along, these might move. But if you just lay it on top, you'll be good. And then I'm going to go and run that through the Big Shot. Okay, and you can see how those just going to pop right out of the framelits. This is great for people who don't like to fussy cut. Now they're a little bit stark because they do leave an edge, and in some applications that won't matter. In this one, I wanted it to be a little more rustic, so I'm just going to grab the pumpkin pie ink and a sponge, and I'm just going to go around and add some color to the edge just to stress it. And then I'm just going to add just a little bit, like not fill it in completely. Then we've got our Dijon here, Delightfully Dijon, same thing. Go around. Like that. And then I just went ahead and cut this to the size to fit my words. And I want to do a little banner end on this end. So I'm just going to cut from the bottom halfway up in the middle there, and then from each side meet it in the middle, and then we get a nice little pointy end there. And I'm going to go ahead with the Old Olive ink and find a place on my sponge just to go around the outside, just to stress it, and it softens it up a bit. Okay, I want to put a little hole in the top of this tag, so I'm just using a long reach punch here. I think this is a 1/4 inch. This is awesome new thread that we have in the holiday catalog, and I just want to wrap that around a couple of times and have it join at the front. So I'm going to be tying it in a bow over to the side here, so just guesstimate where that is. And I'm just going to loosely tie it, and you'll see why in a sec, because I want to add the tag at the end. So I'm just going to tie this in a little knot, just so it's off to the side, like that, okay? And then you can spread this out so that it gives a little bit more interest. I'm going to bring in my big leaf here, and some Stampin' Dimensionals. And what I did was I kind of used a glue dot just on the top of my leaf, just so I could place it where I wanted. So I kind of want it to be around here, I'm thinking. And I actually did sort of put it underneath this gold because I thought that it looked a little kind of nicer like that. So just decide where you want it. Work it under there. It just takes a little bit of work, but that's okay, right? Okay, and then once I had it anchored with that little glue dot, I then went in and got my dimensionals, and then I could go and add those where I wanted. And I've got my next little piece, which is this little one, and I can just go ahead and put a glue dot, a dimensional on the back of that one, and then just decide where I would like it to be. I think about here would be good. And then I can come in with my So Grateful and thread it through here, and then do my bow, just like that. And because it's flipping up there, I want to take a dimensional, glue it to the back of my little tag, and then I can just mount it like so. So that's a really simple little project that you can use for Thanksgiving, or even just to thank somebody for doing something nice for you. Thank you so much for watching my video today, and happy stamping!
Hey, if you wanna play, make it about a place. It'll take creation.